I want to talk to you that's something that is going to hit every single person watching this channel. I mean, literally everyone, not just Mopar guys, not just guys doing full restorations, every single one of you. And the reason most people haven't noticed this is because it's happening slowly, then all at once. The parts supply chain for Mopars is shrinking. I'm not breaking any ground with that. The window to do something with this is closing kind of rapidly now, though. So let's get into it. Now look, guys in the hobbies have been saying parts have been hard to find for at least 30 years. I know I've heard it. You've heard it. And for a long time, the aftermarket would also hear this, and then somebody would make a bunch of parts, they'd do a run, and then there would be supply of that, and then it showed up on market. You know, that's the way it used to work. But here's the thing, that's not how it works anymore. What has happened is that a combination of things happened at the same time. And when you understand what it is, it stops feeling like a complaint and it actually starts to feel like a real problem with the timeline. Now, I'm not an industry insider. I don't work for a parts supplier, but I'm a Mopar guy that's been looking for parts for a really long time and pays attention to everything that's happening. Plus, you know, I have a background in finance, so I kind of dig a little bit deeper into the mechanics of what is making the market do what it's doing. So let's break this down, because when we're done, you're going to have to do some moves today. Okay, the first thing, and it's Mopar specific, you guys know the direct connection catalog. You know, now it used to be the Mopar performance catalog. You know, the parts and supplies directly from Mopar. It was, you know, every hot rod piece and restoration piece you needed. Well, in 2016, that catalog was over 90 pages for classic Mopars. 90 pages. I pulled it up recently. You guys want to guess how small it is now? Less than 20. And I'm being very generous. Easy for me to say. Because, you know, most of those items they have listed there, if you go look them up, they're either out of stock or no longer available. Now, here's the thing. The catalog isn't just a parts list. It's a signal. When Stellantis starts pulling parts for its classic vehicle in its performance catalog, it tells every supplier out there that the volume may not be there anymore. Why would a supplier tool up to make production for stuff that they may not be able to sell? That's not a rumor. That's not mean you're being dramatic. You can go look for yourself. The catalog is that small. And that's the whole game right here. It's not just Stellantis doesn't care, because they don't, about your 69 Charger. It's a decision that starts trickling down all the way to guys making reproduction parts for your vehicle. And Stellantis right now, let's be honest, this is a company fighting for survival. 3 years ago, they were moving like 6 million units worldwide. They're not doing that anymore. And when a company is in survival mode, caring about their heritage products, really not the top priority. The second thing, and if you watch my video from a little while back on the first brand's bankruptcy, you already know this one. But for anyone that missed it, a major parts supplier went under. And I mean, this is not small, this is massive. And the link's right here. Here's why it matters more to most people. When a supplier that size goes bankrupt, the tooling gets liquidated. There's no Chapter 11 in your organization. It goes into the ether. The molds, the dies, the jigs, all of it goes up for auction. And when most of the time, the people that buy that type of stuff, nobody really wants to make those older parts. They buy it for basically for scrap, or it disappears into a warehouse somewhere and never gets used again. So the part that was being made last year, well, it may never be made again. That's not just because of demand, that's because the infrastructure to do it is gone. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody flipped the switch and say, hey, we're not going to make any more old Mopar parts. No, it's the whole system that made it possible. It's just quietly falling apart. And now we're starting to see the impact of that. Hey, if you find this useful, hit the like and subscribe below. I do these deep dives to help keep guys out in front of what's going to be coming up. It's absolutely one of those things you must be doing if you want to stay in this hobby. Let's get back into it. The third thing, this one's a little bit newer. The stuff going in from the global supply, you know, the global supply chains, you know, right now is hitting materials that go into making those parts for your classic car. I'm talking about aluminum, I'm talking about rubber components, and especially plastics. The aftermarket reproduction guys, the ones that are still making parts for their cars, well, they're getting squozed pretty freaking hard right now. And when the cost goes up, one of two things happens. Either they raise their prices or they just decide it's not worth it because there's no margins, so they stop making the part. Now, I've talked to a few vendors, and they flat out said, with a lot of things, they just can't justify making the parts anymore because of cost. And that's stuff that's being reproduced just a few years ago in the teens. This is what I'm trying to say. It's happening slowly, then all at once. Each one of these things on its own, that's a big problem. All three things are happening at the same time, that's a whole different situation. Okay. So here's what I want you to actually do with this information, because stressing out over it isn't going to solve anything. First thing to do, make a parts list for your car. I'm not talking like a wish list. No, I mean a parts list. Things that wear out or are replaceable items on your car, like rubber seals, the brake hardware, electrical switches, anything that's a wear item, make a full list this week. Number two, start buying ahead. I know it feels weird if you don't do it. I do it, obviously, because I do. But think about it this way. If a seal costs $40 now, and in 2 years, it's going to cost $90, you just made money. Or if that seal is no longer available in 2 years, you're now ahead of the game. Number three, stop going to swap meets to browse, go to buy. Start hunting specific parts that you can only find at a swap meet. Walk in with a list. The parts are still out there in collections, garages, estate sales. You know, but the guys who get these parts are the ones that know exactly what they're looking for. And number four, I say this all the time, get connected. Get plugged in with Mopar forums and communities right now. When parts runs start, these guys will know first. Being plugged in is worth more than money when you have a parts shortage. Look, none of this means that the hobby is over. It isn't. It's not. There are still great people out there making great parts, great vendors working really hard, and the great cars that are still being built today. What it means is the guys that think ahead are going to have a much better time being able to deal with stuff than the guys who wait until they need the part to go try to find it. Here's the thing. We all got into this because we love cars, specifically Mopars and muscle cars and classic cars. You know, that whole cool era. And that's a love that's worth protecting, which means staying informed and staying one step ahead. If you got a buddy with a classic car, it doesn't matter, Mopar, Ford, even General Motors, AMC definitely, share this video with them, because this affects everybody in the hobby. This is exactly the kind of thing that's worth knowing before the guys that standing at the swap meet trying to find the part that doesn't exist anymore. Now drop a comment below and, you know, tell me what's one part from your car you think you're going to have a hard time sourcing. I generally want to know, because I'll put down my first one with that, because I can't get a regular rear valance panel for my car anymore. You only get cutout ones. So there's that. And of course, if you have something cool or something fun, take it out. It'll make someone's day, probably your own, and I'll catch you in